Going to call this meeting to order. Joel Hamilton will lead us in the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Dear Lord, thank you for gathering us tonight for the business of this county that you have blessed with such abundance. We are continuously humbled by your grace and the opportunities that you have laid before the people of this community. We pray for your wisdom and guidance as we strive to do your will. And Lord, we pray for those men and women in uniform who have dedicated their lives to protecting and serving ours. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under appearances, council to recognize Ray Barnwell on his retirement and service with York County. Mr. Barnwell, please come forward. July 29, 1996 to December 9, 2019. On behalf of York County, I want to thank you for your service and all you have done. Thank you very much. And I will say, Sheriff and I were talking beforehand, and I said, well, I'm going to let you stand up first and say something nice about him. He looked at me and he said, well, that might be difficult. So I'm just warning you. Well, when the sheriff says something here in a second, you might be in trouble.
He has known me a long time.
Yeah.
Sheriff,
Thank
tell us.
you, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Ray, proud of you, consider you a friend. We've worked together, known each other a long time. Ray not only has served this community for a long time, but he also served his country in the Air Force for a good many years, and we talked about a lot of those stories, and you've done a lot for this community. You've done a lot for the Sheriff's Office. You've answered some tough calls, I know. I was on some of those with you, and we've asked you to do some unthinkable things, and I don't know what your future holds. I don't know if you're just planning on relaxing and traveling with joy and family, but I certainly wish you luck. You'll be missed, and I appreciate your service, and I appreciate the council taking the time to recognize Ray's service and our law enforcement. We have good law enforcement, we have a good supportive council, and we have a good supportive community, and for that, we try to do the best that we can for you. Be part of that, Ray. Thank you.
Thank you. I will say, I started at York City 25 years ago this coming Friday. Left York City, came to the county, and hadn't looked back. I love this county, been here all my life except for the time I was in the service. When I started at the county on July 29th of '96, there was 9 patrol deputies at night. 9, I was one of them. If the system was full, there was 9 of us, the whole county. That's 23 and a half years ago. I think I looked today and there'll be 22 if it's full and everybody's working. That's not even 1 a year added to the streets.
Public forum is next. I will remind you when we call you up, we ask you to state your name, your address, and we'll give you 2 minutes. Mary Williams.
Good evening. I'm very happy to be back here again this evening. I'm a little sad to see Mr. Councilman Roddy not here because I'm going to read a quote from Councilman Roddy from 2015 when many of you that are still on the council were here for that meeting as well. And at that meeting in 2015, Councilman Roddy said, the traffic in York County we are not doing enough about it. We are 10 years behind in traffic in this county. He also said the council needs to man up, own up, and fess up. It will get worse. And he also said, that you guys were shouldered with this due to your predecessors, and it said it's on your shoulders now. Well, I am very pleased to be here tonight to thank you for the vote on the Lake Wiley overlay that's coming up. I know it's been arduous for you all to find the right methods to get here, and I appreciate your support. And I know that there are a lot of people behind me that are going to appreciate your support on the vote tonight. And thank you again very, very much.
Thank you. Chris Frazier.
Good evening. Chris Frazier, 689 Sandbar Point, Lake Wiley Community. Mr. Chairman, council members, thank you very much for your time. I am also here to offer my support and encourage your positive vote for the passage of the overlay. I'm a resident of Lake Wiley, have been for a long time, but I'm also a business owner. I opened a business in Lake Wiley. I opened up my third store in Lake Wiley 3 years ago, actually this week. And being a business owner, it's a struggle. It can be. Just that's part of it, but not having to worry about the infrastructure that you need to run your business, whether it's water, whether it's traffic counts. Every business owner picks a location based on whatever needs that they see that they need. And Lake Wiley was a good fit for us, so we opened. It's encouraging to me that the council is looking at studying, which is the purpose of this, studying what infrastructure needs to be improved, where we are, what we need to do, and where we need to go forward to support our businesses. As a business owner, I do appreciate your efforts on this, and I thank you for your positive vote on this evening. Thank you for your time.
Before we move to consent, I would like to recognize the Boy Scout Troop 255 over here on the wall, who is here. They are all here to get their citizenship in the community badge, and hopefully we don't disappoint for you this evening. Under consent agenda, I have been asked to remove item number 10 from consent and move it to new business number 2. Are there any other requests to remove any item from consent? Is there a motion for consent?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Consent is approved. Public hearing, rezoning action. Public hearing and consider first reading. Case number 19-24, tax map 651-000047 and 651-00000438 to rezone BD1 to BD3, 827 and 855 Gold Hill Road in Fort Mill. Is there anyone here who would like to speak against? Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor?
Motion to close. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Can we have a motion for first reading?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes. Rezoning action, public hearing, consider first reading, case number 19-27, which is a UD rezoning project. Is anyone here like to speak against? Would anyone like to speak in favor?
Motion to close.
Second.
All those, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Is there a new motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Old business, council to consider third reading of an ordinance to amend the York County Code of Ordinances to expand the geographic boundaries of the Lake Wiley zoning overlay district, to add new section 155.347, temporary prohibition of new development, temporarily prohibiting the acceptance or consideration of applications for rezoning within the district, to temporarily prohibit apartment, condominium, and townhome dwellings within the district, to set a minimum lot size for residential uses within the district, to provide exemptions for these new prohibitions and requirements, to end the application of section 155.347 on March 31, 2021, to provide for a public hearing, and to provide for other matters relating thereto.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion?
They're all looking
Councilwoman
at-
Love?
Yeah. Well, it's just been a long time coming, and I think a lot's happened since this probably should have been done originally, but I appreciate our interim county manager, who's also over the Planning and Zoning Department, and Diane Dill and her staff working hard to get this to this point, and I appreciate the patience of the people in Lake Wiley. There's always a process that we have to go through. Some take longer than others, but you know, it's the end result that we're looking for, and hopefully the end result tonight will be one that everybody has, kind of like a wine and cheese. Some things take longer, but get better with age. So I also appreciate council support, first and second readings on this. This means everything to the people of Lake Wiley.
I'll just say again that, excuse me, I've expressed some concerns about the part of this ordinance as far as not allowing any rezonings. You know, even heard a young lady say tonight that she chose to put her business or businesses there for a reason. And so not allowing those has concerned me some, but I've spoken with the council member who represents the area and should know it the best, and I've spoken with county management, and they've assured me that they feel like as it's written is the best way to do it, to proceed forward, and that it's better if we don't monkey with the business side of it, and that could open up some concerns that I had not thought about, so I'm going to support it as it's written. So.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes. Council to amend and consider second reading of an ordinance to suspend the scheduled 2020 through 2026 water rate and sewer rate increases, and to amend the Code of the County of York, South Carolina, Chapter 51.05, Water and Sewer Rates and Charges, Terms and Conditions of Service, Sections B2 and B10, in order to apply the 2019 approved rates prospectively and to provide for other matters related thereto. That takes a motion.
Come on, shy people. Move to approve.
Second.
Sorry, I was getting a drink of water.
Anybody, any discussion?
I want to thank the staff for looking out for the citizens and taxpayers. If you find that we don't need the added money and we let them keep it in their pocket, that's a great thing, so I appreciate it.
And I will point out, had the sewer rates been left as they were, you would have seen an 8.5% increase for water and a 12.5% for sewer. That's what was scheduled, because we are in the process of rebuilding that entire system. You will now not see that, and that is because the county we have the money. We do not need more of your money, and you can often criticize county government for a lot of things, but that's the definition of good government. They realize they have enough of your money, and they're going to not ask you for more. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes. New business, council to adopt. Not that the other one didn't, but that did deserve a clap, so I agree.
Can we have this crowd at every meeting? This might be nice.
Council to adopt a proclamation recognizing and honoring Mr. John Howard Leake III. I would ask that Councilman Winkler read the proclamation.
Thank you, sir. I would be honored to. And I think we're going to have a little PowerPoint presentation to go along with what I'm reading here. Whereas John Howard Leake III was born April 11th, 1954 to John and Winslow Leake in York County, South Carolina, and has lived here his entire life. Whereas Mr. Leake has been married to Susan Norris for 44 years, and they have 2 children, Jay and Phil, and 4 grandchildren. And whereas John has a degree in industrial arts from Appalachian State University and is a master furniture maker at his family business, Leake's Antiques, in York, South Carolina, specializing in American-style 18th century reproduction pieces that he custom builds with his son Jay. And whereas John's pieces are sold all over the United States of America and have been featured in Garden and Gun magazine in 2014. And whereas Mr. Leak created an American Eagle inlaid decorative box, which is shipped to Washington, D.C., where they are gifted to visiting heads of our state by our United States Department of State. And whereas President Trump and the First Lady visited Queen Elizabeth in England, and the Queen was presented with a Tiffany brooch in a small wooden etched box that was created by Mr. Leak and his son. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the York County Council recognizes and honors Mr. Leak, a world-renowned yet humble man, for his many years of creative, artistic, inspired, talented work centered here in our community and hopefully to continue for years to come in York County, South Carolina. Adopted this the second day of December 2019.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Mr.
I'm sorry.
Oh, do I have a motion?
I've read it, now I'll make the motion to
There's
adopt.
a motion. Now, any discussion? Everyone in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, Mr. Leak, please come forward.
I didn't know anything about this. If I would have combed my hair tonight. I'm truly honored to y'all, and I'm speechless. I'm a very fortunate man. I live in my hometown. I work in my hometown and county. I lived here all my life. I love South Carolina. And I especially love York and York County. And I just appreciate y'all. I had a lot of people before me. I'm the third generation. Jay represents the fourth. And our children and their children, the fifth generations. And we've been here 63 years, working hard. And I better sit down. This is incredible. I would have never thought about it. Susan said we had somewhere special to go. She wouldn't tell me. I probably wouldn't have come. Thank y'all. I love you all. We all do. Thank you.
Item number 2 under new business, council to award bid 2635 regarding structural repairs to the Main Street Children's Museum to Catalyst Construction Company, Inc. of Charlotte, North Carolina, contingent upon the successful negotiations by the county with the South Carolina Insurance Reserve Fund and Catalyst Construction Company, Inc. regarding insurance proceeds for a total amount not to exceed $297,790.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Dr. Blackwell.
I asked for this to be pulled out mainly because when I read it, I thought, well, if the Insurance Reserve Fund, which is a state government reserve fund, doesn't cover the cost of the damage, well, it should be the person that caused the damage covering the cost of it. And that'll be the case, but in the meantime, while we wait for the bureaucratic process, the council, or the taxpayers, I should say, may have to make up the difference until it's covered, but it kind of flew all over me when I read it. It's kind of like, wait a minute, the people that caused the damage should cover the damage. So, Kevin, do you want to add anything to what I've said?
I think you summed it up, sir. The intent is not to have any of the taxpayers paying any of this money, but to make sure that the Insurance Reserve Fund, the scope of work that they're looking at and their quote, and what the low bidder has quoted, the scope is the same, and to make sure that we get that taken care of as quickly as possible.
So I just wanted the public that reads agendas very carefully understand the true picture of that and how it's going to work out.
Any other discussion? Ms. Cox?
Just to be clear, if there is no agreement between the county and the IRF, this will come back before council before a decision is rendered.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes. There were no committee and other reports. Any council member new non-agenda comments?
I have one.
Ms. Love?
So, I just want to, say that on Sunday, early Sunday morning, there was a fire in Lake Wiley. It was off of, I think it was River Oaks Road, Forest Oaks, I'm not sure where it was. But it was off of Pole Branch Road, and Bethel had to take the Fuel Road detour in order to get there. So that can't be helped. But when they arrived on the scene at this structure fire, there were 2 fire hydrants that they could not get to because of the construction of Pole Branch. And so that, in my opinion, is unacceptable, and we had to call for backup from 2 other fire departments to have enough water to put out this fire. So what I would like to ask, and I also understand that there was a fire hydrant that was checked a week or 2 ago that had no water when it was reported. And one of the fire hydrants, if not both of the fire hydrants on Sunday morning, had less water than you can get from a faucet. So, Andy, if I can ask you, if you will, please, let's just be sure that all of the hydrants in the Lake Wiley area have been checked. And if we could get like a report of when that was, and the 2 that are on that road, and I can get the name of it for you, I just can't remember because I'm so excited, that if we can just check those and be sure that we have, they couldn't get to them because of the mud and the stuff that had been put up around them. So it could have been a very bad fire. There were 2 adults and an 8-year-old who actually got his parents out of the home, woke them up and got them out of the home. But it could have been a really bad loss, otherwise. So anyway, I would just appreciate that. I think public safety is number 1, and that it concerns me.
I know this is not for discussion, but just a question. Is that Blue Granite's responsibility or the county's responsibility to check the water pressure in the hydrants?
The county tests the hydrants, sir. So regardless of the water provision, we test the hydrants.
Was this a lakefront home?
It was not lakefront.
Any other new comments? We have a motion for, any citizen concerns, Karen? No citizens concerns tonight? Any motion for executive session?
Yes, sir. Move we go into executive session for receipt of legal advice, settlement of Penny's Project 11149-010, Track 20. Personnel matter, Deputy County Attorney. For receipt of legal advice, Morningstar litigation update. For contractual matter, former Good Motor Company site. Contractual matter concerning 529 South Cherry Road site, and contractual matter with potential recycling center site.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, the motion passes. I hope there was not a time requirement on the Boy Scouts earning their badge, because this was a fast one. We are going into executive session.
Everybody got tired of waiting on us, huh?
The council has exited executive session. Are there any matters to be considered?
Yes, sir. Motion to authorize settlement of Penny's Project 11149-010, Track 20.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes.
All right, motion to authorize Association of Emily Brown as counsel from 1/3/2020 for a period of time not to exceed 6 months.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes.
And one more, motion to proceed with negotiations on the former Good Motor Company site.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none, motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Just for you.